Hey guys, I just want to start making a series, and this series is going to be all about making, um, you know, yeah, anyway, let me back up. The last couple days, we've seen the market just, tumble, and it's been going down and down and down. The entire market cap of, all of crypto is like 1.5 trillion, which is like half of what it was 6 months ago. So I wanted to make a series about, how can you make money when everything is going down? And what I like to focus on and what I try to build up in crypto, just in general, is things that can make me passive income for the future. It's not all about buying a token, holding it, and hoping it goes up or down. You shouldn't be doing that anyway. You should be doing a lot of research into things. I'm also, trying to get away from a lot of Ponzi economics, not things that are more just solidly Ponzi schemes, because they really rely on you being first and ahead of the next guy. And I'm really trying to focus on things that, generate value, generate returns, and are not based on, somebody else getting into a pool before you, but something that can generate revenue ongoing. So I just wanted to start a little series. I'll make a playlist of this and link it on my channel. But this one, I want to talk about liquidity pools. This is something that I started back in December or something. And I kind of got away from it because we went over to the ROI dApps and the miners and stuff like that. But it's something that, I've always wanted to come back to, because it's something that you can generate an actual passive income from. Something you don't have to sit there and watch every day, all day. Yes, these things will fluctuate in value, but it will never stop earning you money until, you sell. And, it can lose value while you're holding it within permanent loss and things like that. But it can generate a daily yield. And not, a lot of pools, especially ones that are just like stable coins, they're not going to generate tons, but they generate something. And that's my whole goal, is each day to be making, to have made a little more than the next day from the previous day. Of course, I want to make more than the next day. Anyway, so let's talk about liquidity pools. So, some of you might, already know how to get into liquidity pools and stuff like that, and that's fine. Sorry if this is boring and, you're saying, hey, this is nothing new, but this might be something new for somebody else. What I like about these is they put me in control of what I earn and what the yield that I get out of these. I'm not relying on a certain dApp somewhere and, a developer, that could rug or something like that. It's solely based on tokens and the liquidity between those tokens. Let's be honest, I think crypto is going to stay. Some people with the UST thing and being depegged and stuff like that are saying this is the end of crypto, and I think that's, I think that's a little much. I don't think crypto is going anywhere. I think if anything, crypto will grow, in the next 10, 20 years. I don't think it's just going to disappear and people say, well, that was a failed experiment. So with crypto, people need liquidity, especially in DeFi. Liquidity has to be there because you're swapping tokens back and forth. There has to be liquidity between pairs. Now with that, when you jump into a pool, you're funding that liquidity and you're getting a yield off of those basically trades that happen. So as long as people are trading, as people are using these tokens, you are making, a yield off of it. So with that, let's talk about this. This one is called, it's Beefy. You might have heard of it before or poked around it or in it, whatever. But what this does is you can jump into these pools and deposit money into them, and then you get the yield. And if you look down here, you can check any of these chains you want. Today I'm just going to show what's on BSC. You can check, your vaults, the only ones you're in, or all vaults. You could sort by APY, so these are the most risky. And let me touch on this really quick. So when we're talking about these, they're basically farms. It's the yield between two tokens. So when I see things like MetaFi yielders and stuff like that say they're making money off of liquidity farming and things like that, I don't know. I don't see them making 3.3% every day. And then they came out with a new one that says 4.2% if you put in over 10 grand. That's like giant red flag for me, because they still haven't shown any proof of what they're actually doing. But this is where you can actually do it yourself. So, I mean, you don't have to have a third party doing it for you. So with that, you can see that you can get a giant APY. Now this assumes that this thing goes for a full year, and it's under these exact same conditions they're on today, and the value of PAE doesn't drop and BNB doesn't tank or anything like that. So you just have to be careful about what pairs you put together. It's some things you might want to be more risky with, and you have to remember these things only stop generating if you sell and decouple them and get rid of the LP token between them and remove your stake. So you don't lose until you remove it. So with that, you can also sort by safety. It's going to show the safest ones up top. Now you might laugh because today UST is not pegged anymore. It's struggling to get back to peg. But with that, you can peg or you can deposit between two stable coins. This one, TUSD, you might, I don't know, it's 2.42%. It's just like if you staked a stable coin, that's basically what you're doing. So these are very, in terms of crypto, they're the safest things you can do, but you can see the yield is a lot lower. You could stick in Ethereum for 2.57, or Binance Bitcoin, for percent, a little more than 1% a year. There are some stable coins you can pair up and get a much higher yield. But yeah, you don't have to worry about impermanent loss on those ones. So let me talk to you about how this can work for you and how you can make and actually generate withdrawable profit, every day or two. I mean, you could do it every day, but I like to compound and try to build things up. Let's look at one that I bought into 3 days ago. Now you can see the APY is jumping all over the place. Went down to only 2,734%. I say only, but then up most of today it's been up around 8,000%. And it's yielding it's been bouncing around today between 1 and 1.4% APY a day. I say APY because these things auto compound every time. It auto compounds every time anybody buys or sells or anything between these two tokens. So it's already auto compounding for you. So you're going to see the LP amount, and this is the important part, is how much of it you have up here. And it shows that last harvest was 9 minutes ago, so they auto compounded 9 minutes ago. So how you get into these, once you find one that you feel comfortable with, you have to realize these things have something called impermanent loss. Now, for instance, if eShare tanks and BNB stays the same, obviously this LP is going to be worth less than it was before. These things really keep their value as these things stay, pretty much on the same value in relation to each other. So with that, you also have to remember that you're not going to lose anything in this LP token unless you withdraw it and break it up. So I I purchased about 1,800 worth right before everything tanked yesterday, and obviously that went down to 12.94. But I'm still making money every day on this because I didn't take this whole thing out and break it up. So let's talk about how I do that. First, what you do is you get, I like beefy vaults, and they're very useful. A lot of other people actually use them on their own sites because of this whole zap-in feature. If you go into like PancakeSwap and some others, and they're even starting to do zap-ins as well, you'd actually have to go in, get the eShare token, get the BNB token, go into the LP thing, put an equal amount, dollar-wise of eShare to BNB, build that LP token, bring it back over, and stake it. Instead of doing that, what you can do is you can do the zap-in, which means, you could put BNB in your wallet, click that, put how much you want to deposit, and hit deposit, and it will actually build the LP token for you. It will split up that BNB, get the eShare, pair it up into an LP token. Just remember, after you buy this LP token, they will give you, it actually sends something back to your, it's another LP that it sends back to your wallet. Anyway, don't get rid of that because you're going to need it. Don't take out LP tokens out of your wallet and send it to somebody, because you're going to need it if you ever want to withdraw this stuff. Just leave it in your wallet. And after you purchase it, it's going to create this LP. It's going to deposit it in there, and it's going to start building. This number is going to continue to go up, and that's what you're going to yield, is the amount of LP that you have staked in here, and this will go up. Now what you can do is, after that builds up, you can withdraw some. I can click BNB and I can withdraw however many shares of this that I want, and I can withdraw it, and it'll go straight to BNB to my wallet. They'll break up that amount of the LP token and send it to my wallet. Now let me show you what this looks like. I've talked about all these numbers and how things work on the front end. And a lot of these farms are pretty much the same and how they work. You can go across, PancakeSwap or SushiSwap or Farmer Joe or whatever. Trader Joe. The whole farmer thing on the miners. Anyway, let me show you how this works and how I'm using it. So this is what I bought. It was 3 days ago. This was the price. This was the price of the token. I need to adjust these because I keep swapping the price for what my actual value is. This was the price of the whole token, and then it dropped, and yesterday was a bloodbath, and today's no different. But between the 5th and the 9th, this is when it dropped. Even if after it dropped to more than half, a little less than half, I made $20 in a day. Well, $20 in those 2 days. So $10 a day I made off of that. Because what happened is, this is how much I began with. This is how much how much I had on the 9th, 2 days later. And I gained this much. I gained, 1.5 thousandths of an LP token, which was at the time worth $19.29. So what I do is I withdraw this and stick it in BNB, and then transfer it over to BUSD, because I like to, put all my profit into stable coins and only take out, things that I do strategically. So I actually made $19.29, even though this thing dropped more than half. I got this back to my wallet, and I didn't lose any LP because it just went back to where it was before. So today, I don't have as much as that, but I have more than I began with here. So I gained this much today. This is the current price of what I hold. So I did lose about $120 total in the LP, But I gained 1135 in value today, going from here to here, even with that $20 withdrawal. Now what I'll do is I'll leave this for a couple days, and then I'll wait 24 hours, and down here I'll do a withdraw off of this one. So I stop withdrawing off of this, but I'm compounding for a couple days, and then I withdraw. And then I compound for a couple days, and then I withdraw. So this LP continually goes up, but every few days I take that amount that I made from the day before and I withdraw it to BUSD. So about every third day I'll gain, $11 to $15. That might not sound like tons, but over a month it's, I'll gain $100 to $200 a month off of just sticking this in there, and every day just, logging what I have, or the day after doing a withdrawal and recording it. It's pretty simple. I don't have to worry about a DApp. I don't have to worry about a dev rug pulling. I can kind of control this myself. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm trying to look at ways to make money without, having so much risk in DeFi, because this is still DeFi. It's all decentralized. Connect your wallet. You are anonymous. This is all easy stuff you can make money off of. There are much safer LP tokens you can look into. These are the highest risk ones. You might be able to find some things in here that you're very interested in. This one I find very interesting. It's also part of the EMP system as eShare. And with this, it's a 0.34% daily. But EMP is looking, it's trying to make sure EMP is pegged to Ethereum. And that's how their system works. Now, if their algorithm can continue to stay pegged to Ethereum, you have less in permanent loss with this pair, and you're getting, 0.35% a day. So that's one that I'll probably be getting on next, and I'll cover that more when the next day or two I'll do a video on EMP money. I've been just kind of watching things to see what happens to the market, and also developing my dApp. So there's just tons of things that you can pair up and make money from the liquidity between the two tokens. So anyway, that's just kind of the first of a series on how to make passive income during a down market. I mean, obviously it seems like we're pretty much in a bear market now. I don't think, things are going to skyrocket the next day or two. So anyway, guys, here's another one that might be good, the bomb to BTCB. So this one, it's not tons, but 86% APY on holding half of that in Bitcoin, the Binance Bitcoin. And then the bomb is actually, similar to the EMP, where it's algorithmically tied to Bitcoin. Anyway, guys, hopefully that wasn't too boring, and hopefully somebody got something out of it. Go ahead and give me a like on the video if you like it. Hit subscribe if you want to subscribe, and we will catch you on the next one.